Hello, all. My name is Marcus Delgado. I'm here with my business partner, Melvin Jones, and we are IDEL Associates. We're a business consulting firm that actually works with entrepreneurs, small to medium-sized businesses, to help address some of their challenges and gaps and provide solutions. So today, we're sitting here with our two interns, and we'll turn things over to them in just a second so you can meet them and get to learn them. We're here with Gabrielle Sauls and Dia Aurora. First, I want to turn it to Mel to have, a few comments and talk to us about this summer.
Yeah. Melvin Jones, and as you said, we're with IDEL Associates. We really look to provide customized solutions to help organizations be a better version of themselves. So we're really excited today because today we're moving into a bit of a different venture. We're coming to you in a different way, and we have some people to help keep us in line. So
Indeed. Yeah, we're sitting here in all transparency getting the studio set up, and I had to turn to the interns for the first project of the summer. So thank you for getting us ready to go today. I want to turn it over to Gabrielle. Why don't you tell our listeners about yourself and like the high hopes and expectations that you have for the summer?
Yeah. I'm Gabrielle Sauls. I'm a junior at ASU studying finance with a minor in Spanish linguistics. I am a very numbers person, but I recently realized that I wanted to move more towards the managerial area. And so I thought a data analyst internship or a business-related internship would serve me well. So I was able to connect with IDEL through the Greater Phoenix Urban League, and I've been having a great 2 weeks so far.
Shout out to the Greater
I was
Phoenix
about to say
Urban
the
League.
same thing. We definitely appreciate the Urban League for making this opportunity available.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to add too, I had a similar track as you, right? Really technical, lots of math, and then pivoted to the business side. And I think it's a really good combination because it's a good balance, right? Yeah. So again, looking forward to you growing and expanding this summer to learning and taking on this business role and opportunity.
I'm excited as well.
Wonderful. And so now let's turn it over to Dia. Today is her first day. First day. First day. I need the air horn.
So, hi everybody. I am Dia, and I am currently a junior at ASU. I'm majoring in business data analytics and supply chain management. I also have a minor in economics, and I will be interning as a data analyst intern at IDEL Associates. I'm very excited to be interning here. By the way, it's my first day, and it's been great so far. I love working with numbers, data, and just converting everything into simple terms for everybody to just understand it better. Plus, my mom has been working in a consulting firm, like she worked, I think, in the past. So.
Nice.
She used to tell me about stories and how she used to help people. So that's what grew my interest in consulting too. So I just felt like IDEL Associates was my best bet. And I'm excited to be working here this summer.
I love it. We might need that tagline. IDEL Associates, your best bet.
I love it. And Dia, I think you're coming to us through the Blackstone program at ASU, correct?
Yes, that's right. Blackstone helped me get this internship.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So shout out to Blackstone.
Shout out to Blackstone, exactly. So let's talk about the summer, right? I know you're with us for different times. Gabrielle's with us for 4 weeks. Dia's with us for 10 weeks, right? And so talk about like that time. What are you excited? What are you looking forward to? Gabrielle's been on board for a couple weeks now. Maybe share some of your experiences with our listeners and let them know kind of what's been going on with you the last couple weeks.
Yeah, so for the first week, it was kind of like intro syllabus week, kind of just getting to know Melvin and Marcus, but also thinking of what goals that I wanted to have for the summer and for this internship. And some of those were to work on presentation skills or just developing my consulting skills and knowing the clients we're going to work with. And it was also another step in the first week was choosing which project, kind of getting a layout of what projects IDEL has thought of so far and actually getting to choose which one I'm doing, which is the organizational assessment tool, which will help IDEL in the beginning stages of discovery and engagements, get to know a company's culture better, how mature they are in their business, their finances, and develop a survey tool for their employees to take. And then IDEL can get results and help them move forward from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're all about solving problems, providing solutions, addressing gaps, right? So yeah, that's going to be huge for us. So we're excited that you embarking on that tool for us. It really is cool. And so Dia, again, I know it's your first day. Welcome to the team, right? All that good stuff. Tell us about what your expectations are for the summer, right? What are you kind of looking to do, and share some of that with us.
Okay, so as far as I know about IDEL Associates, it's about helping people, it's about consulting and helping small businesses grow. So I'm really excited about helping IDEL Associates with that. I'm hoping to get some real world experience and just working with numbers and just trying to create some solutions for companies that are facing some problems, trying to meet new clients, and like it'll be my first time working in the States. So I'm just expecting a lot, and I still don't know what to expect at the same time.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah, so I'm definitely expecting a lot, and I still like have no idea what to expect at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's just very overwhelming for me. But I hope to gain some real world experience with numbers and as a data analyst intern.
Absolutely. And I think starting a new job, it kind of is like the element of surprise, right?
All the time.
Yeah, you kind of step on the scene and you think you know what it's going to be, but then it turns out to be something different, right? And so I know folks get anxiety and those kind of things, but here we're laid back in that respect, right? We're here to help, we're here to support. Hopefully your first day has been everything you could have imagined. Not sure if you knew you were going to be in the podcast studio on the Game Changers podcast with IDEL Associates. But hey, we're always good for throwing curveballs. But we like to stay focused and looking forward to seeing what you can accomplish with us this summer.
Yeah, and I think, as we're talking about being consultants potentially down the road, or at least exploring what it means to be a consultant, you have day one over and over and over again, right? You have to recreate yourself. You have to understand the landscape of, new organizations, environments, players, and people all the time. So, as I look at both of you and how you've entered the organization, like, I wish I was that advanced at your age.
Right.
I'm like, wow, I was terrible.
Fun. So again, when you look at thinking about your summer and kind of things that are happening, right? What are the things you are looking for to learn from us? We are here to be coaches. We're here to be mentors. We're here to help drive a certain culture and business culture to help the two of you grow and develop. What are some of the things that you would like us to provide you with?
Right. Like Dia said, I want to get some real world experience, and I've already had a glimpse of that in a few days where Marcus would be going through some reports that are sent to us by clients, and I get to sit down on that where he's analyzing maybe finances or just business processes, the structure of management, or some of their mission statements. I thought those were really interesting parts, even if to some people that may be like office work. I thought actually getting down into the details of a real and current company was very interesting, and so I hope to see more of that where I get to sit in on meetings with clients, but also just learn the overall process of consulting. I know I'm going to learn a lot about that with the assessment tool. That's the beginning part, but then also moving forward, developing a plan with the client and continuing to implement that plan.
Absolutely.
For me, would be I do want to start my own startup, by the way. So
Okay.
I would definitely want to look. I definitely would want to see the insides of how a startup looks, and I'm also majoring in business data analytics. So I would also want to see how to convert just numbers into real insightful data for actual companies and help them solve problems. And with mentors like you, I want to get some real world experience again. I want to see how we deal with clients and how everything goes on the back end. So
Yep.
I'm hoping to grow as a person and in a professional life. So that's what I'm hoping to seek for.
Perfect. And when you're talking about your startup that one day you want to establish, you're not a competitor, right? I just want to be clear.
Right. Are you coming for us already on
Right.
day one? Like, what's up?
No, I will always see you as my mentors, and I will never come out for you, I promise.
Hey, valid question. Valid question. I love it. So what about personal stuff, right? So I know we're here doing some work things and talking about stuff. What are some of your interests? So for me, I like snowboarding, I like hiking, I like travel. We had a really good travel conversation today about where we like to go and some cool things that we've done. So why don't you share with our listeners some personal things about yourself, right? What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I love reading. I love reading
Okay.
so much. Most of my day is, or free time is spent reading.
Okay.
But I also like listening to lots of types of music. I like to go to concerts. My mom's like my concert buddy. My friend is my concert buddy. But I also like to travel for those concerts. I've
Okay.
only traveled in the United States for them, but one of my goals is to travel to maybe to Asia for one of their concerts.
Nice.
So with that, I like K-pop, so I listen to that. I'm interested in that, in dramas of the sort. And I'm a big Marvel fan, and so some movies are coming out or came out, so I'm back in my like Marvel fan phase.
Marvel mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the best concert that you've ever been to?
The best concert I've been to was AT's. I think it's called AT's Face the Light tour. And I went with my friend. We were in the nosebleeds, but I just had the best time. There were other concerts where I didn't get the merchandise I wanted, but I got it this time. And I wasn't super familiar with all of the albums they performed, but I took home so many songs and was like, put this on my playlist. So,
Nice.
so yeah.
So quick sidebar. My mom and my niece are huge K-pop fans as well, right? And the whole thing came about, they came to visit me in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was some K-pop stuff going on, but I think prior to, I was taking my master's class, and it was international practicum. And so we were studying South Korea. And one of the first things we did was learn about K-pop in class, right? So our instructor was playing like all this K-pop stuff like in the class, and I was like, oh, okay, let me kind of introduce it to my mom and my niece, and they're hooked. They're K-pop fans ever since, right? So again, you may have some friends that you can roll some of these concerts with to go do your K-pop thing, but that's cool. I love it.
For me, it would be I love baking, and I think I'm honestly good at it too. So I love baking. I think so. I mean, the people who eat it will be able to tell it better, but I find it very therapeutic. So I love baking. I'm very adventurous, so I love exploring new things. I love exploring new recipes. My friend ChatGPT tells all the recipes to me. I love going to new places, and I love exploring cafes.
Yeah, we
All
did
right.
talk about
I
that.
was
right?
about to say, how many cafes have you explored?
Okay, let's not talk about that. They're too much. I go to a lot of cafes. I love exploring them.
Exciting. Do you do like birthday cakes?
Yeah, I love birthday cakes.
Okay.
In fact, I love celebrating birthdays so much. I start deciding my birthdays like a month before it's actually.
Oh, wow.
I'm guilty pleasure.
Do you have a favorite recipe or go-to that you just make every week, every month?
Like, do you mean baking or just cooking?
Baking.
Baking, there's nothing that I keep making or keep repeating, but if I had to talk about a specific recipe, I would go for cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
I love cheesecake. It's so
everybody loves
good.
So I'm seeing IDEL podcast number 2. It's sampling the different, baked goods from Dia. And in the background, we're listening to all sorts of musical treasures as selected by Gabrielle.
Well, Dia was talking about bringing Indian food also next time,
Oh, is
right? So it sounds like she's bringing lunch because we're going to have Indian food. She's bringing the dessert. Gabrielle's going to bring the K-pop music. Exactly. Hey, sound like a nice work day at IDEL.
It's the ideal work day at IDEL.
There we go.
I just got to know that my mentors really like Indian food, so I was like, let me get it for you. Obviously, I can make it.
Love it. So as we start to wind down and close here, words of advice and guidance to like your peers, right? Your friends, maybe even some of your instructors, right? What would you like to leave them with today as we close?
I think one note I have, take lots of notes. Personally, this helps for me when I'm having a conversation, someone's giving me information of any sort, just get down all that information. And if you don't have complete information, ask those questions. Ask questions to complete that information for more details and things like that, because you want to know as much as possible, as much as you should know to be able to perform at the highest level.
I would say start taking constructive criticism as a part of the process instead of just taking it personally or against you or against anybody else. That's what helped me a lot. Like, I try to take feedbacks after every step so that I know if I'm going wrong or if something's missing, because everybody who has been working in the same industry for longer than you might be able to know a lot better about this industry and might be able to help you better, even if you're doing the work rightly. It might not be the most efficient way. So I would just say take feedback, take constructive criticism as a part of the process instead of just taking it against you. And on a personal note, I would say manifest. Like, just as we talked, I was talking with Marcus about this. I was like, if something's not happening, just think of it like it exists or like it's actually there, and you will be able to get it. We have a long story about that.
That we do.
Yeah, I think, on a different note, right? Because obviously I'm not a student or a first-day employee, but we're all students. We all have opportunities to learn and to grow. And as much as IDEL is creating this opportunity or has created this opportunity for the two of you, and we're super excited about what you're going to bring to the table, some of that, right, we think we know. And some of that we're going to learn along the way. And not so much around, tasks and activities, so on and so forth. But, we want to bring forth, in some areas, concepts and have you fill in the gaps, right? Because we certainly think we know, right, what some things should look like and how it should operate, so on and so forth. But again, we're just as much students as you, and there are some ways in which you'll do things, some ways in which you'll think about things and look at things that's totally different from us. And we want you to have that voice and that opportunity to say, hey, I think we should go down this path. And we'll sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought of that, right? And the joy and the beauty of, what we're creating here is we want it to be just as much about you, even more so than it is about us. So yes, absolutely, we'll do the coaching, we'll do some mentoring and, all of that great stuff, but we're looking forward to learning from you both in the process as well.
100% agree. I think that's great guidance. I think that's great coaching there. I think real time, we've already started to see some of that, right? I had a conversation with Gabrielle either earlier this week or last week about like some social media stuff, and she was like, oh no like that's not it, right? This is where you want to be. Here's the lane you need to operate in, right? So this is truly wholeheartedly a learning experience for us too, right? We're never larger than anyone who's part of our organization, and I talked to both of you about that, right? We're all here as a team to really help each other. And the big thing for me, I always talk with people about, is push your growing edge. Just don't remain inside the box, because when you push that growing edge, it may be uncomfortable, but that's when you really learn and grow and start to develop, right? And so some things that we'll see this summer, as Melvin mentioned, will be us pushing our growing edge and learning and developing along with you, right? So you can teach us as much as we can teach you in different ways, shapes, or forms. So that's the partnership that we feel that we forged. And moving forward, we're looking to grow and develop that over the summer.
Cool. Episode 1 in the books. Appreciate the time, the discussion. Looking forward to not only getting this out, but to everyone like sending and sharing and tweeting and retweeting, so on and so forth, so that we can continue to build an audience.
Yeah, we definitely need that. I know y'all have some folks. Send it out to your people, right? Surprise, surprise, surprise. I know Dia was saying, I didn't really tell anyone that I'm working this internship. And I'm like, well, they going to know tomorrow.
We're gonna send it in the group chat.
Right.
Gonna send it in the group chat right after this.
Exactly.
And I mean, for the former TNT, now ESPN group, we coming for you.
Right.
Look, we got a new foursome right here in town. We ready.
We're ready to go. Locked and loaded. Cool. All right. Well, we appreciate y'all. Again, very excited for the summer. And, we're here, IDEL. And this has been an ideal day. So good to go. All right, y'all. Appreciate